Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talent in Connecticut. And this is the top player of the week for boys basketball from Lewis Mills. Connor McAtee, a senior. Connor, thanks so much for being able to come on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I know that my former teammate Bryce and coach has been on here a couple times, so it's cool to be on here as well.
And Bryce is a very good basketball and baseball player. He was a pleasure to have on. I've had your head coach on as well quite a few times, and I think he's a very, very key component to the program as well. So I appreciate him allowing you to come on, Connor. Before
Definitely.
we get into the season this year, I know we were talking a little bit last year. There were a lot of highs, there were a little bit of lows, and then you lose a tough game to Ansonia in the first round for Division 3. But I felt like it was a very successful season, and you guys are still building, especially after coming off the COVID season, which was very, very odd the previous year.
Yeah.
Just talk to me about kind of last year, if you can.
Yeah, last year definitely a lot of learning experiences. I mean, we had a big COVID thing. A lot of our main guys were out, so it gave a lot of the younger guys, including me, like more varsity time than we would have gotten or started when they might have not started. And we played around like 5 games, I'm pretty sure it was. And we didn't do too well, but we got a lot of experience, and I think it helped us in the long run, gave us more depth, and later in the season, yeah, and a disappointing ending to the season. We wanted to go farther, but ended up like that, and we're just excited for this season.
Now, looking at last year specifically for yourself, you were telling me how you came off the bench, and I'm assuming, and I think I'll be right, you were one of the key players coming off to be able to help the starters and so on, but putting up points that were needed or just the effort in general. Now with the opportunities, what you're doing this year, having a more defined role, expected more. Was that something that you knew going into the off season that you would be in that situation?
Yeah, I knew that. Got some main dudes leaving, some big shoes to fill, but just putting in work in the off season, getting better, and just getting confidence, being able to shoot more shots. It's fun. Having a bigger role on the team.
Now, what kind of workouts? I mean, what kind, was your routine changed at all because of obviously you need to make sure your body is right mentally and physically to go through. It's one thing if you're playing 15, 18 minutes a game. It's a whole nother thing if you're playing 30, 35 plus every single game during the stretch of a high school season. How did you prepare your body for this season?
Well, this off season, our coach put a lot of emphasis in the weight room and like agility and stamina. So we've been doing that all throughout the fall and just getting stronger, faster, and just getting more stamina. So I think that's helped a lot. And just playing more basketball, played AAU, played in the summer league, played in the fall league. So just playing more basketball, getting in better shape.
For you specifically, you mentioned as far as getting yourself in shape and playing AAU and such. What part of your game did you work on coming into this season that you felt like needed improvement?
I would say just decision making with the ball and just confidence in general. Just playing more good teams. Basketball is all about split second decisions. So you got to just react, and the more you play, the better you get at it. And I think just confidence comes with that and makes you a better overall player.
Now, I have not had an opportunity to see you play, and hopefully at some point, either during the regular season or the CIC playoffs, if you guys make it to that point, that I can see you play. So, kind of talk to me about, as someone who has not seen you play, your range as far as short game, middle game, long game. Whereabouts is your strength, and where's something that maybe you could, as you said, gain a little bit more confidence.
I think my strength is threes and mid range game. Getting catch and shoot threes, pull up mid ranges. I think I could get a little bit stronger at finishing at the basket and just going and not avoiding contact, going into contact, getting some and ones. But yeah, it's my 3-point game, my mid range pull up. I worked on a lot this off season.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, that's main points of my game.
Now, the part that you mentioned as far as driving to the lane and kinda taking the hits, I
Yeah.
is that something where, because 'cause I'm sure you don't mind getting hit, especially if you have an opportunity for an and one, but is it something where you're thinking about your wrist, or am I wrong there?
Uh, no, it's just I say it's more just overthinking, just like getting blocked or like what's happening if there's a dude coming to chase me down. I think I just gotta be focus on finishing strong at the hoop and just focus on getting a soft touch off the backboard.
Now talk to me about kind of the first couple games. I know you guys, as far as the season, you had a great game, and then the most recent game against Southington, as far as what you guys would expect, was not as great. But just talk to me about the overall performance with the team, and then we'll talk about yourself.
Um, Eo Smith played great. We moved the ball well. I think we had 20 assists as a team, 16 steals. We shot the ball very well, and we had high energy for his home game. We had the Thunderdome come out and support us. So yeah, Eo Smith was a great game. Southington was a good program, and we had to go on the road against them. And I think the energy difference was definitely there from Eo Smith to Southington. I think we didn't bring as much energy,
Mhm.
and we just could have played a lot better. And but it's all right. We're gonna focus on Friday and beating Bristol Eastern.
Do you think the energy level, because like you mentioned, first game, especially being at home, so much energy is exerted, and such a high. Do you
Yeah.
feel like that there was a little bit of a lull after that game? And especially against a team like Southington, if you come out slow, it's hard to climb back because they're a very good program.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just I don't know if we were ready for the it's hard to go on the road in this league and get a win,
Mhm.
especially against a good program. So next time we just have to bring a lot more energy and just be ready for a team to come out strong, and we just have to throw a punch back. And well, we should be able to try to get the first punch and get out to a lead. And yeah.
Is that something too that with you now having more of a responsibility, more of a leadership, are you also learning like, hey, that was one of the Southington game. You're learning how to go through a tough environment, the adversity, and also being one of the top dogs on the team.
uh yeah, I mean, it's definitely a learning experience. I mean, a lot of things we could have done better, but I mean, tough program, and we're just gonna have to learn from it and focus on Friday.
Now, what did you learn about yourself after that game? Because I'm sure you weren't happy with the performance for yourself. Obviously, the team as well for not
Yeah.
winning.
I just have to adjust better to teams. After EO Smith, I was getting like face guarded, and they were just trying to take away like what I do best. So I
Mhm.
just have to do a better job of adjusting and just find different ways to score.
The Southington game, you mentioned the adjustment part. Were you able to make adjustments even if they were minute? Were you able to make any sort of during the Southington game so that way you can build off of that? Or was it just a game where it was just frustrating because it was something that you're not used to so early?
Yeah, I was definitely able to make adjustments. I think I was getting denied the whole game, so I got a couple back doors, and it's just they made it harder for me to get easy touches, but definitely made some adjustments. And yeah.
And I think another thing too is the struggles a player goes through. I feel like, when you think about in basketball, I've always believed if a player is struggling to score points or come away with a basket, making a free throw or like you said, an easy layup, a backdoor cut, something like that can get the confidence going. You mentioned the back doors to be able to get some points, towards the cup. Do you feel like that is a confidence boost for you if you're having a struggling night? Or is it maybe the free throw line, or is it something else that helps you?
Oh, for sure. Layup, just seeing the ball go in the hoop, just a big confidence booster,
Mhm.
just a relief. Got a couple free throws to see go in. But yeah, just seeing the ball go through the net, just a big confidence booster.
As the season goes on and it goes extremely quick, I mean, you mentioned you have a game on Friday. I've got a couple games this week, Thursday, Friday to broadcast. It's like as soon as tip off starts, it just goes, and go, especially after Christmas and the New Year's. It goes even faster.
Yeah.
Um, for you, with it being your senior year, are you able to kind of obviously you're going to enjoy it, but it's hard to really embrace the moments because you got to focus on, like you mentioned, EO Smith, Southington, New Britain, so on and so forth. You got opponents, you know what I mean? So are you able to enjoy it at all?
Yeah, I think I could do a better job of staying in the present and not just focus on the future all the time. But I mean, basketball is fun. That's why I play it. and I love it. So I'm definitely enjoying my season, But yeah, I could do a better job of staying present, not focusing the future so much.
It's so difficult because, like you said, you enjoy the game, you love the game so much, and then before you know it, the season's over, and you were so focused, you kind of lose track of time. As far as being able to be in the moment. Um, I'm sure every home game, you and the rest of the team will probably try the best you can to be in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, home games are amazing, especially at my school with the Thunderdome. Support we get, it's great.
Now, what is it about the Thunderdome? Because I feel like, St. Paul has the Nest, you guys have the Thunderdome, and I can mention many, many more.
Yeah.
What is it about the Thunderdome? And I love asking this because I've asked, your previous teammate, I've asked your head coach this. What is it about the Thunderdome that is it that loud? Is that why it's called the Thunderdome?
I mean, we got a fairly like a pretty small school. So and a lot of the kids come out to the game, high energy and just always cheering for us. So to see that, it's awesome. I
Mhm.
mean, there's so many kids come out to the game for having a small school and supporting us.
Now, and you mentioned the small school, so I'm sure any minute noise or a little bit of noise, it kind of echoes. Do
Yeah.
you feel like that affects opposing teams? Because A, there's probably not a lot of teams that go to a gym like that where it echoes and there's that
Yeah.
much noise and the communication aspect. So you guys would take advantage of that, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. It gets loud in there. So, other I mean, I played on away games where the student section's been loud and can throw you off sometimes if you're not locked in the game. So, I definitely think it could affect other teams.
Connor, I appreciate you coming on. A lot of fun being able to talk with you and about Lewis Mills and such. Congratulations on being the top performer of the week for boys basketball. Before I let you go, real quick, what can people expect from Lewis Mills the remainder of the season?
I think they could expect for us to make some noise and just play our basketball, play good basketball, and get some wins.
And how about yourself as well?
Um, just play my game and just go out there, play as hard as I can every night, leave it all out on the floor, and not have any regrets when the season ends.
That'll wrap things up here on the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. MARCT stands for Connecticut Talent. I'm on journey to find them all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and be well.